The Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962 had just brought the world to the brink of nuclear conflict. Amid this grim atmosphere, aerospace engineer Mikhail Mil rifles through discarded blueprints for experimental war aircraft. American advancements in battlefield technology are rapidly outpacing those of the Soviet Union. To protect his homeland and maintain military superiority, he envisions a revolutionary new weapon, an airborne infantry fighting vehicle that defies all conventional design principles. His prototype helicopter can transport 8 fully armed troops while doubling as a mighty gunship. Its 4,500 horsepower engines propel it to 200 miles per hour, while titanium rotor blades shrug off 50 caliber rounds. Even pilots are impressed with the unprecedented capabilities of the world's first flying tank. It had everything, and to them, quote, "Our helicopter also had a soul." During World War II, the Germans delivered a harsh lesson to the Soviets through their aggressive blitzkrieg strategy, a rapid, mechanized assault designed to overwhelm and conquer vast territories before enemies had time to respond. The speed and precision of these tactics left a lasting impression on Soviet military strategists, prompting them to seek ways to replicate such mobility and power in the event of future conflicts. By the 1960s, the Soviet Union recognized the importance of providing its troops with advanced mechanized divisions, including versatile aircraft capable of troop transportation and close air support. Helicopters were becoming critical assets on the battlefield, and the idea of a single aircraft capable of performing dual functions intrigued engineers like Mikhail Mil, chief designer at the Mil Moscow helicopter plant. He developed a prototype called the V-24, inspired by an abandoned project and the Mil Mi-8 twin-turbine helicopter. This innovative design featured a central infantry compartment capable of transporting up to 8 fully armed troops, while its wings were equipped to carry 6 missiles. To enhance its firepower, Mil mounted a GSH-23L cannon on the landing skid, creating a formidable flying combat vehicle. Despite initial support from some military experts, senior officials in the Soviet armed forces remained skeptical. At the time, there was nothing quite like the V-24, and investing in such an unconventional aircraft posed a significant risk. If it failed, the Soviet troops could be at a severe disadvantage. However, Mil was unwavering in his belief that the future of warfare lay in his design. Mil's persistence and persuasive abilities eventually gained him crucial backing. After engaging in discussions with influential figures like military commander and Marshal of the Soviet Union, Andrei A. Grechko, he began to build momentum for the project. But it wasn't until the US demonstrated its helicopter gunship power during the Vietnam War that Soviet officials began to take Mil's V-24 more seriously. Realizing they were falling behind in armed aircraft development, the Soviet military officially commissioned a battlefield support helicopter in 1968. Although Mikhail Mil's determination redefined the role and capabilities of military helicopters, he would never witness the full impact of his revolutionary design. In 1970, just as the completed version of his helicopter was on the verge of production, Mil passed away, leaving his team to carry on with his vision. 2 years later, the aircraft was officially accepted into the Soviet state arsenal. The final version of the helicopter, named Mi-24A, underwent extensive testing, with numerous design modifications to enhance its performance. Engineers made critical adjustments to the wings and tail rotor to improve stability and maneuverability. In response to military demands, the original GSH-23L cannon was replaced by a rapid-fire machine gun attached to a chin turret, and the helicopter was armed with the AT-6 Spiral anti-tank missile, further solidifying its battlefield versatility. While NATO designated the Mi-24 as the Hind, the helicopter earned several nicknames. Its distinctive camouflage pattern and elongated shape led to the moniker Crocodile, while its flat glass cockpit windows gave rise to the nickname Drinking Glass. However, the most iconic name came from the Soviet pilots, who affectionately referred to the aircraft as the Letaющий tank, or flying tank. The Mi-24's unique design included 2 mid-mounted stub wings, which provided additional lift and housed hardpoints for various weapons. This configuration allowed the helicopter to perform various missions, from close air support to anti-tank operations and aerial combat. On board, the helicopter could carry 8 fully armed paratroopers. Side windows allowed each of them to fire their weapons when soaring above the battlefield, providing precise gunfire to the already extensive arsenal of the Mi-24. The Mi-24 was not only a powerful attack helicopter, but also a heavily armored one. Its titanium rotor blades could withstand 50 caliber rounds, and its cockpit was fortified with ballistic-resistant glass and titanium plating, offering significant protection to the crew. To further safeguard its operators, the aircraft was equipped with an overpressurized crew compartment designed to shield against nuclear, biological, or chemical threats. Troop transport and firepower weren't the only priorities in the design of the Mi-24. Speed was a crucial factor as well. The helicopter's streamlined airframe, retractable landing gear, and innovative rotor and wing configurations contributed to its exceptional lift and velocity. A modified version of the Mi-24B went on to set multiple world speed records in the 1970s. In 1973, 2 Soviet pilots, Galina Rastorgueva and Lyudmila Polyanskaya, made aviation history by breaking several helicopter speed records using a modified Mi-24. Among the remarkable feats was setting an absolute record on a 1,000-kilometer triangular route, reaching an astonishing speed of 200.5 miles per hour, far surpassing the previous record of 161 miles per hour, which had been set by a group of men. In an issue of 99 News, Rastorgueva and Polyanskaya reflected on their experiences flying on board the Mi-24, stating, quote, "It seemed to us that our helicopter also had a soul. It sure had character, because a 4,500 horsepower helicopter commanded respect. It was as if our dream came true. We appreciated its perfect flying characteristics immediately after the first flight." By 1978, test pilot Gurgen Karapetyan beat the absolute speed record, after succeeding in flying an Mi-24A at 228.9 miles per hour, a feat that remained unchallenged until 1986. By the late 1970s, the Soviets began exporting a variant of the Mi-24 to several nations. The new model was referred to as the Mi-25. These helicopters embarked on their first major combat missions during the Ogaden War, a brutal conflict between Somalia and Ethiopia that transpired between July 1977 and March 1978. Ethiopian forces, bolstered by Soviet military aid, deployed the Mi-25s to lead an aggressive air campaign that provided critical ground support. The formidable helicopters played a decisive role in helping Ethiopian troops reclaim the Ogaden region from Somali forces. The devastating effectiveness of the Mi-25 did not go unnoticed, and other nations quickly integrated it into their military arsenals. During the Chadian-Libyan conflict, Libya leveraged the helicopter's firepower and troop transport capabilities, particularly in the Battle of N'Djamena in 1980, where it played a key role in helping Libyan-backed forces capture the capital of Chad. At the time of the Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s, the helicopter was deployed by Iraqi hunter teams alongside French-built Gazelle helicopters in air campaigns targeting Iranian ground forces. This conflict also witnessed some of the few recorded helicopter dogfights in history, with Iraqi Mi-25s engaging Iranian AH-1J Sea Cobras in fierce aerial combat, with both sides claiming victories over the other. In the following decades, the Mi-24 and its variants were thrust into action across conflict zones worldwide, from the jungles of Nicaragua and Sri Lanka to the deserts of Sudan and the war-torn hills of South Ossetia. Amid the Russo-Georgian War, Russian forces unleashed their upgraded Mi-24 PN variants, equipped with advanced night vision systems and precision targeting technology. These enhancements allowed the Mi-24s to strike under the cover of darkness, launching critical night raids on Georgian armor and infantry positions. In a series of precision assaults, the Russian gunships took out 2 Georgian T-72 tanks, leaving behind smoldering wrecks and shattered defenses. The helicopter's versatility allowed it to adapt to various combat environments and missions, making it a favored tool for many militaries. However, as anti-aircraft technology has advanced, the Mi-24 faced new challenges, gradually eroding some of its dominance on the battlefield. During the Soviet-Afghan War, the Mi-24 earned the ominous nickname Satan's Chariot from the Afghan Mujahideen, a testament to its devastating firepower and battlefield presence. Initially, the helicopter was highly effective in providing close air support, decimating enemy positions with its array of weapons. However, the introduction of US-supplied Stinger missiles drastically shifted the balance. These portable, heat-seeking missiles proved lethal against the Mi-24, leading to significant losses and forcing Soviet pilots to adopt new tactics, such as low-altitude, nap-of-the-earth flying to evade the missiles. While fighting in the Cenepa War, a Peruvian Mi-25 flew a daring low-altitude mission. While attempting to support ground forces, the helicopter was struck in rapid succession by two Igla shoulder-fired missiles. The missiles tore through the Mi-25's armored fuselage, causing critical damage. With its systems failing and smoke trailing from the engines, the crew fought desperately to maintain control. The dense jungle offered no safe place to land. Moments later, the Mi-25 spiraled out of control and crashed. The evolving threats and harsh terrains in which these helicopters operated prompted a series of upgrades to the Mi-24. To counter the increasing danger posed by Stinger missiles, the helicopter was fitted with flare launchers, infrared jammers, and other countermeasures designed to disrupt the targeting systems of heat-seeking missiles. These modifications allowed the Mi-24 to remain relevant, though its role gradually shifted. Focusing on its air support role, the Mi-24 evolved into a dedicated attack helicopter. It soon became known more for its firepower than its troop transport capabilities, featuring an extensive arsenal of machine guns, rocket pods, bombs, and anti-tank missiles. Even though military forces had developed more advanced missiles capable of downing these helicopters, the constant upgrades to the Soviet Mi-24 compelled them to remain vigilant. Despite their technological edge, American troops never ceased to admire the formidable design of the Mi-24. Its sheer power and versatility made it a valuable asset during capture missions. In 1987, when US-backed Chadian rebel forces successfully raided a Libyan Air Force base, 3 Mi-25 helicopters were secured. These captured gunships were sent to France, the United Kingdom, and the United States, where they were quietly integrated into classified American military programs. The acquisition of these helicopters provided the US military with invaluable insights into Soviet technology, further solidifying the Mi-24's status as a machine that even their adversaries sought to possess. Despite the introduction of newer helicopters like the Mi-28 and Mi-35M, a modernized version of the Mi-24 with advanced avionics and weapon systems, the original flying tank remains in active service and continues to be upgraded by militaries around the globe. To this day, the Mi-24 is operational in 58 countries, cementing its enduring legacy. The Mi-24 marked a new era in military aviation, a flying titan whose unprecedented combination of troop transport and firepower revolutionized helicopter design. Its ability to deliver devastating air support while simultaneously carrying infantry has set a standard that few helicopters have matched. Although many have attempted to replicate its success, none have fully captured the essence of this unique Soviet warrior. US helicopters like the UH-1 Huey had to sacrifice troop transport capacity to function effectively as gunships, while other aircraft, such as Romania's IAR-330 and the MH-60 direct action penetrator, fall short of the Mi-24's full range of capabilities. Despite never seeing the full extent of his creation, Mikhail Mil's contributions to the world of aerial warcraft consecrate him as one of the most prolific Soviet engineers from the Cold War. Despite facing a grim global scenario, he was able to forge an aircraft that defined the course of numerous military conflicts around the globe and has endured decades of service. Today, as the Mi-24 take to the skies, they remain a symbol of Soviet engineering prowess and a formidable presence on the battlefield.